NBA playoffs. Oh, they're finally fucking here. The actual NBA season begins tomorrow. We're shooting this on Friday, so if we put this up tomorrow, we'll be on Saturday. J.R. Jackson, Jeremy Rucker, Jason Rubin, the All-J panel. As always, bringing the NBA content. J.R., we know how much you believe in the Atlanta Hawks. We know how much you believe in and your love for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Give us some predictions. Put your neck on the line. Who do you like in the first round? We're going to keep it to the first round. Obviously, some of these are pretty easy. Anybody who says the Celtics over the Cavs, you can just exit the studio.
Well, first off, I think as far as the whole first round, I only have one upset. So maybe I'm just playing it too safe.
Okay.
And I think it's the upset that most everyone would have would be the Grizzlies in the Western Conference against Portland. Because, I mean, the Grizzlies are a gritty team, and no matter how much you rule them out, they somehow find a way to do what you didn't either want them to do or expect them to do. I mean, in previous years, I'm a Clippers fan, and it fell onto what I didn't want them to do. Or just, even when the Clippers did beat them, it was such a hard task to get beyond, and you don't see them just kind of folding no matter what kind of obstacles they have to go through. So anyway, I have the Grizzlies in 7.
Grizzlies in 7?
Yeah.
I hope we see, like last year, which is the greatest spectacle I've seen in sports. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'm sticking with it. The all Game 7s, besides Damian Lillard ending the series on Game 6, which is a great weekend of basketball if you're a basketball fan. So anybody who's got this whole vendetta against, the NBA playoffs are too long, why don't you want more basketball? Jeremy, we know you're a Blazers fan, but without Wes Matthews, I think JR might be onto something with the 5 over the 4. What other series do you like in this opening round of playoffs?
Well, I'm with JR. I think the Blazers, while most teams are getting healthy for the playoffs, Blazers were dropping like flies. Aldridge was out, Batum's out, Matthews is done for the season, and probably his career, sadly enough. Because I know it's sad, but the Achilles injury. It's okay. Well, let's be optimistic. He'll be back next year, right, guys?
Right.
So yeah, they're a good team. Lillard's great, Aldridge is good. They have a good. The Grizzlies are going to beat them, though. I mean, it's not going to be close. I think I picked them 4-1. I have to remember, or 4-2. It's going to be fun to watch, but they just don't have enough firepower. They don't have enough left in their tank to really compete with a team as gritty as the Grizzlies. And another upset that I have is another 5-4 matchup in the East. I have the Wizards over the Raptors. I don't really consider that an upset. I would basically say those teams are a wash. I think both of those teams underperformed equally this year. They have 2 equally disappointing coaches. At the end of the day, I think the Wizards have a little more talent. I think John Wall, you can rest your hat on more than Kyle Lowry in a 7-game playoff series.
I agree with that.
They have a more fundamental offense. Their pick and roll game is pretty solid. They have a better defense-ish.
Better backcourt.
I mean, in the front court battle, Gortat is miles ahead of Valanciunas in anything related to what center should actually be doing in the NBA. I think I picked him in 6, 4-2 Wizards. No, it's not bad. At the end of the day, though, I think in the first round of the playoffs, you're not going to see a whole lot of surprising things, especially in the East when the bottom seeds aren't even at 500, which,
the Celtics
we could get into that
and the
for
Nets.
a long,
I really
long
wanted,
time.
what's disappointing to me is I thought a Pacers versus Hawks would have been a great series, but we won't talk about what could have happened.
It's funny you mentioned that, because last year I was gunning for a Raptors-Wizards matchup, because last year was sort of the time when it was, oh my God, these teams are so young and they have so much potential, instead of, oh my God, these teams had so much potential and now they're not very good anymore.
Well, there's no worse word in the English dictionary than potential, considering almost every team. Podunk?
It's a great word.
Is that an actual dunk?
I think so.
The potential to dunk?
Oh, it should be. We should look that up and change the definition.
We're making up our own words.
On Wikipedia right now, let's change
Sports.
that. All right.
I only have 2 crazy things that are going to happen. I think that Tony Davis on the Pelicans gives the Warriors a real tough run for their money in Game 1. I think the Pelicans are still royally pissed off that they treated them like an exhibition game. We know Tony Davis is a transcendent NBA player, and I don't want to say it's crazy, but you know what? Maybe they take Game 1 before getting destroyed in 5 games. Other than that, go Bucks, go! Fuck the Bulls. Giannis Antetokounmpo's coming for you.
Before we move past the Warriors
and the Pelicans.
Well, if they take a game, it's not going to be 1. They're not taking anything.
They're making a statement.
Nothing in Oakland.
It would be such.
Nothing.
I know, but it would be such a great storyline. We know Tony Davis is going to win championships eventually. Although now his shoulder does worry me a little bit. He needs to fill out a little bit. So I think the Bucks can do it in 7. I think it sounds crazy, but the Bulls, like Tom Thibodeau, wears his team down so much that when it comes to playoff time, I just feel like none of them have gas in the tank anymore. Although with the addition of the Pau Gasols, and you have, Nikola Mirotic, who's an uprising and up-and-coming great player. He's going to be a fearsome foreign player in the NBA soon. To me, it doesn't, I don't know. I don't
They
believe
already
in the Bulls.
confirmed
I
that,
don't believe in the Bulls.
and they already confirmed that Derek is going to play. I mean, probably not much, but he's going to play. I mean, if anything, you have to prepare for him. I mean, you never know what you can.
Who's Derek? Does he play for the
Bulls.
The Bulls?
Yeah.
Did he? Rose?
Rose, he's rising from the ashes.
Rising
Oh, how about that? Derek
the
Rose,
ashes.
he rose.
I wasn't even going to touch on the Hawks because they're going to win in 4.
One more thing.
Yeah, I
about,
mean, that's going to happen.
One more thing about the Bulls-Bucks series. I don't see anything preventing Powell from averaging 25 and 15 against that Bucks front court. He is going to demolish them, and I'm going to be so happy. Because
guys are
as
no
we
fun.
talked about,
You guys just don't- no
all
fun.
Lakers
No
fans
fun.
still love Powell.
They do.
They do.
The Gasol brothers love. And then, I'm sorry, Dan, I'm sorry, JR, but the Spurs are going to beat the Clippers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm afraid of it, and I went total homer. I went Clippers in 7 just because they're probably going to lose in 7.
I think there's two storylines. Really quick before we wrap up, there's two storylines that if the Spurs beat the Clippers in 4 or 5 or 6, whatever which way it is, Doc Rivers is going to be under a lot of what's going to happen with Doc Rivers? What are they going to do with this team? Do we get rid of Blake Griffin? All these things. If the Clippers beat the Spurs, that's it. I don't see the Tim Duncan era is done. You know, it's a rash judgment, but it's over, and then we'll see the rise of Kawhi Leonard next year become.
And I assume you said that strictly because it'd be a first-round loss for either one of these teams, which would be devastating, right?
yeah,
but this
which
isn't
is
a normal kind
unfortunate.
of first-round loss.
No.
So this is a matchup you'd expect to see in the semis or even the
Nobody
conference finals.
wanted the Spurs in the first round.
But that's not,
one team.
how it's going to be judged. It's going to be judged as a first-round exit because that's
Exactly, and that's
the
why
way
it'll be
The headline will
history works. It's
read,
brutal.
first line exit is Doc Rivers out on the way.
Exactly. But I
Is
mean,
Tim
at
Duncan
the end
era
of the day,
over?
if you see how the Spurs have been playing recently, nothing bad against the Clippers for if they end up losing to this team. This team is terrifying.
Right.
Yeah.
They just
wanted to
keep
play
doing it. I mean,
Kawhi.
I'm sure we'll touch more on that later, but they're unbelievable.
Kawhi's the man.
Kawhi's the man.
Well, there
Kawhi's
you-
so serious.
Kawhi's so serious.
We keep forgetting. No, these are the defending champions.
Yeah, they
I mean,
defended.
they just won, but we forget how
not forgetting.
recently they just won.
For those who are Knicks fans or Lakers fans, like two of us on this panel, we don't have a team to root for in the playoffs this year, and there's nothing wrong with being a bandwagon fan for the playoffs. So thanks to Reddit, we have the 2015 NBA bandwagon flowchart. As you see through it, I'm going to skip down to a few things. My favorite is the bottom right. Would listening to Drake pump you up before a game? Yes. Go with Toronto Raptors. I'm speaking for the country. Nobody likes you, Drake. Your music sucks, in my opinion.
Wow.
I don't care what the commenters say about me regarding my opinion on Drake. You want to listen to real rap music, you can go listen to Kendrick Lamar. And the answer to would listening to Drake pump you up before a game? No. But would you like to see veterans win their first championship? Maybe you root for the Memphis Grizzlies. Not bad. I do like some of the things like why would you want to watch the NBA? Why do you want to watch the NBA playoffs? Because you're waiting for football season. Let's go Milwaukee Bucks. So some of these are pretty funny. I mean, I like the one where they messed up though is are you okay with everybody having you? Hating you.
Yeah.
Having you. Yes, really? Yes, you root for the Spurs. No, you root for the Rockets. That should be switched.
Yeah, you flipped that, definitely.
Switched. If you really have anybody.
You guys, I think you guys might realize you might be the underdogs, or you might be in the minority for people who hate the Rockets.
No.
They might be more popular than you
No.
think.
No, the evidence is in, and it was pulled through 16 different sources that nobody likes the Rockets.
Yeah.
Who do you guys have for your first round playoff predictions? I know I'm crazy, and speaking for Jeremy, he's crazy, and JR's like the fairest one on the panel. He always is. Bringing the honesty to the panel. Send your Kyle Korver tweets and love to @JRJackson. Send Jeremy some NBA tweets at JeremyR527.
327, but that's close.
Close.
Yeah.
At Jason Rubin 91. Follow TYT
Rockets
Sports
love would be
at
great.
TYT Sports. Don't forget to subscribe and leave all your thoughts in the comments section below. Drop it.